What are they passing in the funeral?
Born.
Born? What's born?
Tip.
ダメです。
Awful.
Okay.
せーの。
Hey, what's up? アリです。
ゆいです。
Today,
we are going to react 12 things not to do in Japan.
Okay, so we're going to do a reaction video and we will go and confirm to Yui if this is correct or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am judgment.
Judgment? Are you ready? 3,
Start.
2, 1.
I won't lie, I didn't know a whole lot about Japan before I got here. I knew what Pikachu was, and I'd seen The Last Samurai about 3 times, and that was probably the extent of my knowledge. I actually
This
did most
English
of my reading
is,
about Japanese etiquette
from
on
where?
a horrific 12-hour flight between London and Tokyo.
London.
And I've pretty much just winged
Like
it
England.
ever since.
England.
In hindsight, there are a lot of things
Okay.
I know now that I would have done well to comprehend before I got here. So today, I've taken 5 years of experience in the field and compiled it into this list of 12
Oh.
things not to do in Japan.
Okay. Don't. Number 1.
So
Eat
walking down
and
the street
drink
whilst
while
eating and
walking.
drinking isn't illegal. You're not going to get
Ah.
shouted at, and you're not going to
Yes.
get arrested by Ace Detective
What it-
Sherlock Bones. But what you will get is the stare of disapproval. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't know this one until you get here and never see anyone doing it. What you'll find is if someone wants to eat or drink something quickly outside,
Okay.
they'll buy it at the convenience store and then eat it or drink it out the front. Same with
Yeah,
vending machines. If they
in
buy something from the
Filipino.
vending machine, they'll drink it there and then next to the vending machine. The main reason is people are very conscious about keeping the streets clean here, and you don't want to ruin someone else's day by having them walk through your spilt coffee. That said, all you need to do to avoid the stare of disapproval is just stop and eat and drink whatever it is there and then. Maybe it's on a bench, maybe you're just standing at the side of the road, whatever. Just don't walk whilst eating and drinking and you'll be alright.
Okay, so you're not allowed to eat and drink while walking, but you can eat and drink while standing?
Yes. なんか I don't know exact the rule, but exactly it's not allowed to eat while walking. なんか
But it's not law. Like you're not going to jail.
I think
Pe-
so.
People will just look at you.
Yeah. He's eating. Wow. みたいな。なんかでも
Okay.
some people do that. And なんか me also sometimes
Yeah.
if I have no place and no time to eat なんかちょっとあって急いででも
Also in the train,
I
you're
don't
not
know why
allowed.
though.
For train, you're
you cannot.
like 100% you cannot. There is law. Or
I think it's not raw, but just it's rude.
it's rude. Okay.
Just rude.
Alright.
And everyone look at you. Like that.
So don't eat.
でもあれだよ。train だったら
Train だったら
if it's not crowded that much,
you can.
you can. So if it's crowded, so many people, you cannot.
Of course.
Mm.
Because people can also smell your food.
そう
maybe. I see. Don't eat natto in train.
最悪でしょこんなことやる。
ダメです。
Awful.
Okay.
はい。
Next. Nani?
His face かわいい。
Don't do various things with chopsticks, okay?
3
Don't
things to point out here. Number 1, never put your chopsticks upright into the rice,
Ah.
as this is part
Yeah.
of a ritual conducted at funerals
So.
when offering rice to the spirits of the deceased.
Yeah.
Similarly, number 2, never pass things from chopstick to chopstick, because again, this is done during funerals
Yeah.
to pass
Yes.
the bones
Soda.
of cremated relatives. So that kind of imagery doesn't go down well over dinner, as you'd expect. Probably best not to conjure up imagery surrounding death before you've even had your lunch. Oh, and thirdly, don't do the rubbing of the chopsticks. You know when you open wooden chopsticks, you like to do that to get rid of the splinters and just
So
'cause it's fun.
it's not
Everyone loves doing
allowed
that,
to
right?
do?
But don't do it in Japan
also
because it's
rude?
seen as rude to the owner, because you're basically saying, oh, your chopsticks are probably cheap, which, let's face it, they probably are. But in fact, they usually definitely are.
Okay.
なん
So,
か
yeah, I know the chopsticks. The
stand.
standing chopsticks. Yeah, I was told before I even came to Japan. And the second one was the passing of
一緒に
food. I didn't know that. I did it before when I just came to Japan, and they were like, "Oh, don't do that." Why?
Because as he said,
そ
そのfuneral で
What are they passing in the funeral?
born.
Born? What's born? Bone.
Born.
Bone?
何が What's the difference?
Bone.
Born.
Bone か。
Born.
ああ。
そうでなんか of course you don't go to jail if you do that, but
Just
it's
rude.
really rude, and every parent taught about these things when we
You're
are
a
child.
うん
絶対ダメってそういうルール、unknowledge みたい。
I see.
I didn't know that third one.
The
これ
rubbing of chopsticks.
まあ
I
で
think-
も there's no chance to do that.
Why?
だって for what?
I'm not sure also. I think I was doing that when I was in Singapore. I think it's just for cleaning it, removing the
Dirt?
No, you know when you do the chopsticks, there's some nokori.
Material?
Yeah, there's still something left, and you need to remove it. I don't know. I think that's the reason. I'm not sure.
わかんない。I've never heard it before.
All right, next.
かわいいこの人。なんか
Don't tip.
Probably the greatest thing about Japan ever, and the reason that I eat out several times a week, just because I save 20% automatically. In Japan, it's believed that customer service should always be exceptional, with staff giving 120% every time. 120%?
120%.
120% would be ridiculous. But it's not necessarily rude to tip someone, it just creates this awkward situation where the worker, the staff would feel like you're assessing their performance and they could potentially lose face. So you might think you're being nice by giving someone a tip, but you're not. You're just creating an uncomfortable situation for the worker, and they'll probably just reject your tip outright. So don't be tempted to do it.
なんて言ってた
What he's saying is that he is advising not to give a tip because it's like if you give a tip, it's like you're judging their performance.
Oh, really?
That's what he's saying, I think. Yeah.
Exactly. There is no culture to give tip in Japan, but no one be unhappy じゃない
Have you ever given a tip before?
Tip ティップじゃなくてなんかお菓子とかスナックとか買ってくれた
They
なん
bought
か
for
I was working in cafe, and then he bought something, the product in cafe, and then he gave me. そんな感じ
you?
But if I get money, just thank you みたいな嬉しいよ
嬉しいか。
嬉しい多分いいんじゃないあでもなんか大丈夫だよ It's okay って I'm just giving the heart
My feeling.
So you're feeling Thank you for your kind って言ってバックする
Okay. Alright. Next. Don't use your phone on public transport, okay?
There's a real
Kawaii,
emphasis
his
on being
face.
mindful when you're using public transport in Japan that's often completely absent in many countries. Numerous of the times that I've been riding a train in the UK and someone nearby has been screaming at their partner down the phone, and I felt like I was part of the argument, like some kind of unpleasant 4D experience. But given Japan's density, it's especially important to be mindful when you're stuffed in a train alongside fellow commuters, many of whom are sleeping as well. With that in mind, don't ever talk on your phone on the train. That's a massive, no thing to do here. And even talking loudly is looked down upon. If you're on a local train or a subway train and you get a phone call, just ignore it until you get off. And if you're on a bullet train, you can go to the little compartment in between the carriages and take your call there.
Yeah, it's correct. And I'm curious, how about Philippines? Is it allowed?
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of people using phone.
But it's not allowed.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not a rule. I'm not sure.
Is it
Because
rude?
whenever I rode the train before, there was some people playing loud music or using their phone, calling
Really?
someone, and also someone also watching something in their phone. Yeah, but of course, it's better not to everywhere.
Yeah, in Japan, I learned in my elementary school or junior high school the reason why we cannot call because some people have machine in their heart. So その関係 誰かが電話してたらそれに反応して if it's broken the person gonna die だから使っちゃダメって。
Yeah, I remember I rode the bus before. I was talking with my dad, and I was just whispering, really whisper, but someone came to me and I was like, oh, you cannot use your phone. I was surprised. Yeah. Oh, okay.
If it
turn off.
Even if it's very like whisper voice, you cannot use. It's not allowed. Maybe because the reason.
Yeah, maybe.
心臓とか。
Alright, next.
いつも顔が
Not
I
underestimate
remember
the importance of business. Business
the
card.
first few years that I lived here, whenever someone handed me a business card, I was utterly terrified because until then, business cards to me had always just been a bit of paper or a bit of card with some writing on. But in Japan, they are so much more details because I do forget to bring them, and subsequently, I hate myself when it happens.
So he wrote in his dish?
What he was saying is that if you're going to do a business trip or anything, you need to always bring a what is it?
Business card?
Business card. Because he always forgot to bring business card before, and he wrote it in tissue paper.
それはやばいね。
It's really true because when I started working in Japan in a Japanese company, they gave me a business card. That business card, there is a rule like how to give, how to receive, what to do once you receive it. There's some part you need to follow. You can't like when you receive their business card, you can't just put it right away in the pocket. You need to put it somewhere first, something like that.
ああ、そうなんだ。
Yeah, it was really something so different for me.
I even don't know how to give business card, but yeah, in Japan, they really care about typical rule, business rule, and very strict respect to other people. なんか you need to use two hands to get こうやってなんかこうやってもらったらルールみたいな。
It's
こうやっ
rude.
てありがとうございますみたいな。
Then you give yours.
そうそう
Also,
そう
you do the same thing.
そうそうそう。In my personal opinion, なんかあんまり好きじゃないかな。もっと take it easy でいいと思っちゃう。
I
ゆ
think
い
so
はね、
too.
I prefer to other countries' way. In Japan, too much stress,
Too much strict.
too much strict.
Alright, so that is for today's video. Thank you very much for the video request. So just in case you guys have any other video requests, put in the comments down below and we will check it out.
Yes, and don't forget, like, subscribe, comment. お願いします。
お願いします。
Okay, see you next video. Bye bye.
Bye bye.